At my daughter's birthday, I found her cake in the trash. My brother laughed. She wasn't worth wasting cake on. I picked her up and left. Next morning, Mom sobbed, "Please call the venue. They're canceling your brother's wedding." I simply said, "Honestly, I don't care." My daughter had been talking about her birthday party for weeks. She was turning 8, and she had picked out everything herself. The decorations, the cupcakes, even the little plastic bracelets she wanted to hand out to her friends. I had taken the afternoon off work to help my parents set everything up at their house. My brother, Tyler, was hosting his wedding reception there the following weekend, so my parents had insisted we combine some of the decorations and use the backyard. I should have known that was a bad idea. By the time I arrived with my daughter, the yard was full of folding chairs and tables. My parents were running around trying to make everything look perfect. Tyler was standing near the patio with his fiancée, Ashley, checking something on his phone. My daughter ran toward the cake table. Then she stopped. Her smile disappeared. I followed her eyes and saw an empty cake stand. "Dad," she said quietly, "where's my cake?" I looked around the table. There were paper plates, balloons, and a few unopened gifts, but the cake was gone. I asked my mom. She looked at me for a second too long. Maybe someone moved it. I started checking the kitchen. Nothing. Then I opened the garage door. The trash can was sitting near the wall. I lifted the lid. The cake was inside. The entire cake. The frosting had been smashed against the side of the container, but I could still see my daughter's name written across it in blue icing. I stood there staring at it. Behind me, Tyler laughed. "Oh, come on," he said. "It was taking up space." I turned around. He shrugged. She wasn't worth wasting cake on. My daughter was standing behind me. She heard every word. I looked at Tyler, then at my parents. Nobody said anything. My mom lowered her eyes. My dad suddenly became very interested in the patio furniture. My daughter grabbed the back of my shirt. "Can we go home?" I picked her up. "Yeah," I said. "We're going home." Tyler laughed again. "Seriously? You're going to throw a fit over a cake?" I didn't answer. I carried my daughter to the car, buckled her into her seat, and drove away. She didn't cry until we were halfway home. I thought Uncle Tyler liked me. I kept my eyes on the road. I know. Did I do something? No. Then why did he throw my cake away? I tightened my hands around the steering wheel, because sometimes adults make choices that have nothing to do with you. That night, I didn't call my parents. I didn't call Tyler. The next morning, my phone started ringing at 7. It was my mom. I answered. She was crying so hard I could barely understand her. "Please call the venue." "What venue?" "Crib. Tyler's wedding venue. They're canceling his wedding." I sat up. "What happened?" She kept crying. Apparently, the venue had received a call from someone connected to the property owner. There was a problem with the contract, and the date had been released. My mom begged me to fix it. I asked why she thought I could. She went quiet. Then she said, "Because you were the one who made the original arrangements." That was when everything clicked. Months earlier, Tyler had asked me to help organize his wedding because I had handled events for my business. I had negotiated the venue contract, paid the initial deposit, and arranged several vendors. Tyler had promised to reimburse me. He never did. My parents had told me not to worry about it, so I hadn't until the night before. While driving home with my daughter, I had opened the folder containing every wedding document. The venue contract was in my name. The deposit had come from my account, and the contract clearly stated that the reservation could be canceled if the person responsible for payment withdrew before the final payment deadline. I hadn't canceled anything. I had simply stopped covering Tyler's unpaid balance after realizing he had no intention of reimbursing me. The venue had done the rest. My mom was still crying. "Please call them," she said. "They'll listen to you." I leaned back against the kitchen counter. "Honestly, I don't care." She went silent. "You can't do this to your brother." I looked at the folder sitting on my table. "Mom, Tyler threw my daughter's birthday cake in the trash and told her she wasn't worth wasting cake on." He didn't mean it. He said it while she was standing there. Another silence. Then my mom whispered, "But this is his wedding." "I know. Please." I hung up. Later that afternoon, Tyler showed up at my house. He didn't apologize. He walked onto my porch and demanded the venue's phone number. I handed him a printed copy of the contract instead. He read it. His face changed. "You knew this could happen?" "I knew you hadn't paid me." "You're really going to let my wedding get canceled over a cake?" I shook my head. "No. You're letting your wedding get canceled over a contract you never paid for." He stared at me. For once, he had nothing to say. I closed the door. A week later, my daughter and I had another birthday cake. Just the two of us. She blew out the candles and smiled. I never heard from Tyler again, and I never opened that wedding folder again either. I didn't